she's completely flirtatious with him.
I'm just shocked at how many lies were told, okay?
So, Blake Lively has perfect marriage? Think again.
Blake Lively completely exposes herself.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds always looked like Hollywood's dream couple. Cute kids, matching sarcastic humor, and always hyping each other up on social media. It was almost too perfect. And now? We know why. Because behind the scenes, Blake was out here acting like she was single, and the worst part? She wasn't just flirting with any random guy. She went after Justin Baldoni.
When Ms. Lively later objected to this behavior, Mr. Baldoni's response was, "I'm not even attracted to you."
The same man she's been trying to take down for months. So let's get this straight. Blake was obsessively trying to ruin Baldoni's career, calling him inappropriate and making her uncomfortable. Yet now, receipts are coming out that she was actually the one chasing him. Yeah, girl, this is not looking good. And what happened when Baldoni didn't play along? Blake flipped the script. When he rejected her, she suddenly claimed he was making her uncomfortable. And just like that, she turned a petty personal rejection into a full-blown Hollywood scandal.
She really wanted her vision to be included in this, okay?
Blake's carefully crafted image is falling apart fast. The leaked texts, the fake evidence, the shady legal moves, it's all unraveling. And the one person she probably hoped would never find out, Ryan Reynolds, just saw everything.
She, time and time again, she accuses him of doing something, which then when you hear the full context, is an absolute nothing burger. She accused his producing partner of showing her pornography.
We need to talk about how embarrassingly hard Blake was pushing this. Insiders say she was straight up acting like a teenage girl with a crush on set. She was constantly making flirty jokes, going out of her way to get close to Baldoni, and even suggesting last-minute script changes to add steamy moments between them. And Baldoni, he wasn't having it. At first, he tried to be polite. He kept things strictly professional, ignored the weird comments, and even avoided being alone with her. But when it became clear that Blake wasn't getting the hint, he finally shut it down in the most savage way possible. According to sources, Blake allegedly tried to kiss him during a private rehearsal. She thought it was going to be a movie moment, but instead, Baldoni pulled back and told her, "I'm not even attracted to you." Girl, ouch. Imagine thinking you're about to have this steamy, forbidden moment, only to get hit with the coldest rejection possible. And from that moment on, Blake was out for revenge. She started telling her inner circle that Baldoni had made her feel uncomfortable on set. She hinted that he had been crossing boundaries, pressuring her, and making the work environment toxic. And just like that, she had turned a simple rejection into a Hollywood-wide scandal. And it worked. For a while, the media rushed to support her. Baldoni was instantly labeled the villain. And Blake? She played the victim flawlessly. But then, the real receipts started coming out.
And no amount of I'm sorry's will ever undo it. Hurt people hurt people.
Blake thought she was in control of the narrative. She thought people would believe her story no matter what. But what she didn't expect? Technology exposing her for the liar she is. A few weeks after her accusations against Baldoni, a voicemail suddenly leaked to the press. In the recording, Baldoni sounded emotional, apologizing for making her uncomfortable and admitting he had crossed a line. And at first, it seemed like a smoking gun. The media went crazy. People dragged Baldoni even harder, and Blake was getting sympathy on a whole new level. But then, the tech experts stepped in. Forensic audio analysts started dissecting the voicemail and immediately found serious problems. The voice patterns were off, the pacing was choppy, and there were unnatural pauses, as if the message had been pieced together from different recordings. And then came the bombshell. The voicemail was digitally altered. Experts confirmed that the audio was either heavily manipulated or completely AI generated. In other words, someone faked Baldoni's apology. And guess who that someone was? All signs pointed straight to Blake's camp.
And here is part of that leaked audio as of yesterday. Take a listen to Justin Baldoni groveling, is the only way to describe it, to Blake Lively.
I want to start with an apology.
Right.
Reading the second part of your message, my heart sank.
If Blake thought she could gaslight everyone, including her own husband, she seriously underestimated how fast this would blow up. Because the second the manipulated voicemail was exposed, the internet turned on her. Fans started dragging her for lying, and Hollywood insiders started pulling their support. But the real moment of truth? Ryan Reynolds saw the evidence. Ryan has always been Blake's biggest defender. He cut ties with Baldoni immediately to stand by his wife, defended her in the media, and even made that cringy SNL joke trying to turn the scandal into something lighthearted. But now, he's realizing that he might have been played too. Imagine defending your wife's honor, ruining relationships over it, and then finding out, oh wait, she actually lied? Yeah, Ryan is not okay right now. And now people are asking the one question Blake never wanted anyone to ask. What if this isn't the first time she's done something like this? Because if she was willing to ruin Baldoni over a personal grudge, how many other things has she lied about to get what she wants? And at this point, Hollywood is starting to take a step back.
I'm really sorry. I f***ed up. That is a fail on my part. One thing you should know about me is I will admit and apologize when I fail. I am far from perfect.
At this point, Blake Lively isn't just losing in court, she's losing in Hollywood. She spent years carefully crafting her perfect A-list reputation. But now, that reputation is in shambles. Studios don't care about truth or lies. What they care about is money and public image. And right now, Blake is looking like a PR disaster. Industry insiders are already whispering that major studios are reconsidering her upcoming projects. Some deals she was in talks for, quietly put on hold. Other projects she was attached to, executives are now exploring different options. Translation, Blake is slowly being pushed out. One studio executive reportedly told a journalist, "The backlash is too loud right now. No one wants to take that risk." Another source claimed, if it was just a scandal, she could recover. But a faked voicemail? That's career-ending. And it's not just studios. Brands are backing away too. Blake has always been a fashion darling, working with brands like Gucci, Chanel, and L'Oreal. But now, those partnerships are looking shaky. None of them have dropped her publicly yet, but sources say some brands are already looking at other A-listers to replace her. And once the industry starts moving on without you, it's almost impossible to come back. But while Hollywood is turning its back on Blake, Ryan Reynolds is dealing with an even bigger crisis, his own reputation.
A man being fully castrated by a woman who is using toxic feminism to get what she wants, right?
Ryan Reynolds built his career on being Hollywood's most likable star. He's funny, charming, drama-free, and one of the most bankable actors in the industry. He's also a businessman with huge investments in Mint Mobile, Aviation Gin, and Wrexham AFC. In other words, he has a lot to lose. At first, Ryan was all in on defending Blake. He cut off Justin Baldoni, publicly stood by her side, and even made a cringy SNL joke about the lawsuit, thinking he was making light of the situation. But now, it's backfiring. People didn't laugh at his joke. They called him tone deaf, saying he was trying to cover up his wife's lies with humor. And now, with proof that the voicemail was fake, fans are turning on Ryan too. Some of his most loyal supporters are asking if he knew about Blake's lies the whole time. Others are saying that if he doesn't speak out soon, he's going to be seen as complicit. And here's the part that Ryan is probably panicking about the most: his brand deals. Big companies do not like controversy. The second you become liability, they cut you loose. And Ryan, he's got $1 billion image to protect. If this scandal keeps growing, brands might start reconsidering their partnerships. Studios might start questioning whether Ryan's still a safe investment. And Ryan, he's smart enough to see what's coming. He has two choices: stay loyal to Blake and risk going down with her, or quietly start distancing himself to protect his career. And if Hollywood history tells us anything, men in his position almost always choose their career.
He's worked really hard to get to this point where he just listens to women. He has not yet perceived that a woman might do something evil. He has not yet learned the lesson that nice guys can sometimes finish last, right? And when I say finish last, I mean suddenly have an entire movie yanked out of their hands.
Blake knows she's running out of time. The lawsuit was supposed to make her look like a victim, but now it's making her look like a manipulative liar. The faked voicemail was the final straw. Once forensic experts confirmed it was doctored, her credibility completely collapsed. Now, sources say her legal team is scrambling to settle the case before more damaging evidence comes out. There are rumors that Blake is willing to pay a massive amount to make it go away, because the longer this drags on, the more her career suffers. But here's the problem: Baldoni isn't backing down. He knows that he has the upper hand now. And according to insiders, he's not interested in a quiet settlement. He wants a public win. And if that happens, Blake's career is officially over.
Where Blake Lively completely exposes herself and just says it out loud with no qualms. This is what I do. The whole thing Justin's put out in his documents, she just admitted.
Ryan is officially out of time. The evidence is out, Hollywood is turning on Blake, and the pressure is mounting for him to make a move. For weeks, he stood by her, defending her, cutting off Baldoni, and even joking about the scandal on SNL. But now that the truth is coming out, he's realizing that staying loyal to Blake might ruin his own career too. Ryan isn't just an actor, he's a brand. He has billion-dollar business ventures, massive sponsorship deals, and an upcoming Marvel movie that Disney is banking on. And the one thing brands and studios hate more than anything is bad press. Hollywood insiders are saying that some of Ryan's biggest deals are now being reviewed. That doesn't mean he's getting dropped yet. But if the public starts seeing him as complicit in Blake's lies, those brands could start quietly pulling away. And Ryan, he knows it. He has two options: continue standing by Blake and risk losing everything, or distance himself and protect his career. And let's be real, Ryan isn't about to let Blake's mess take him down too. Sources close to the couple say that Ryan has been quietly talking to PR teams and legal advisors about how to handle the situation. And we all know what that means. He's looking for an exit strategy. The real question now is how he'll do it. Will he stand by Blake until the lawsuit is officially over, or will he start publicly pulling away before things get worse? Because if history has shown us anything, Hollywood men always put their careers first. And at this point, Blake is officially a sinking ship.
Those kids that have I'm just still kind of blown away that this is the industry that we're in and that you've experienced that as a woman. And I know I don't need to say it, but that's not at all going to be or will be, and hopefully it's not been the experience with me.
Blake has spent years carefully curating her perfect celebrity image. She was stylish, scandal-free, and one of Hollywood's most bankable leading ladies. But now, that image is crumbling fast. The biggest warning sign that Hollywood is done with her. Studios are already looking for her replacement. According to insiders, several projects she was attached to are now being quietly restructured. Some of them are reportedly on pause, while others are actively considering different actresses for lead roles. And in Hollywood, that's basically code for getting pushed out. One producer even said, "She's not worth the risk right now." Studios don't want to deal with this drama. And it's not just the film industry. Fashion brands are also backing away. Blake has been a favorite in the fashion world for years. But now, some of her biggest brand partners are staying quiet. They haven't publicly dropped her yet, but behind the scenes, they're already looking at other stars to represent them. And once Hollywood starts looking for the next it girl, it's over.
Sorry, you admit to lying, which is clearly what he... As you watch the text, she's always asking permission. She's guilt-tripping Justin. "Oh, directors don't let me," and blah, 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 blah. And then he's always like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Right now, Blake and Ryan are at a breaking point. Blake has burned too many bridges, lost too much industry support, and is running out of options. She thought she could control the media, play the victim, and bury Baldoni's career. But instead, she destroyed her own. Ryan is in a different position. He still has time to save himself, but only if he moves fast. If he distances himself from Blake now, he might be able to escape the backlash. But if he stays too long, he risks going down with her. At this point, they only have two options: double down and fight, or cut their losses and move on. If they try to keep up the act, the public will see right through it. If Ryan walks away, Blake is completely alone in this mess. And with Baldoni refusing to settle and Hollywood already replacing her, Blake's career may already be over. So the real question is, will Ryan make his move before it's too late? Because if he doesn't, Hollywood might decide for him. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss the latest Hollywood drama.